Okay, so yeah, God bless everyone. This is a new moon in Virgo. So the new moon in Virgo, let's see, start with Virgo. Um, Virgos are going to be dealing with their identity of self, and that means the reflection of self, who they are today, and who they improved or evolved to become. A lot of reflection back and forth, especially with the retrogrades, and they had a 12th house energy of Venus retrograde. So I don't think that was real easy on them or Leos. But anyway, I'll move on. So as it is their birthday time, the birthday it brings Virgos into a solar return. And so that means that the solar return is returning to their soul month, and their star requires them to reflect on growth, what they let go of from the 12-month cycle, and those aspects of Virgo which deal with service, profession, speaking endeavors. They are creators on massive levels, philanthropy, and also I bring the Virgo. See, it's a newness coming to them if they can catch it within the next six months. How it's going to influence each of us is what Virgo is to us. So before I go into there, I wanted to bring that into perspective because the new moon means that there's new energy, and a lot of us are actually gosh, I don't want to say that, but I have to. If I put the video out, it would be collectively that I hear a lot of people are repeating the same redundant situations. That's what I hear. I can't help. That's what's coming up. I want to say something else, but the redundant situations of identity and self. So it's still a time for Virgos and everyone to actually look at their self-identity. And that's funny because all this week I've been writing or talking about individuality. So individuality means that you break redundancy of self, of how you manage your money. Leos would be looking at the redundancy of how they continue to manage their money and they don't make changes. Why? Because Virgo is their second house. And you know what, Honora, I want to say before we came on, prophetically, I was hearing you need to find out how to get certified as a teacher. So I don't care if you don't like it. So what? Moving on. I'm just a messenger. The
Yes,
next
ma'am.
thing is certification for teachers is easy. So this is a money area, right? And it just for instance, if Honora is seeking easy ways like myself, not to evolve herself, where it would make money for her, and she right in that area teaching. She around teachers and educators right now. And so this is a professional house. It's also a Zeus house. It's a Jupiterian house that people don't know about. I keep telling you guys about that. So higher learning can come up even though it's hidden. And it could be just one class that's going to take you to the next level to make more money. And that's how Leos are being influenced. I brought Virgo up because I'm trying to get across to Pisces, where the opposition of the moon was already, not just this one, but Pisces moon was already looking at dis-ease. And the Pisces full moon was releasing dis-ease. So there could be release of disease. And I had brought up some classes ago and over back in 2020, this came up that there would be another strand of COVID and people are getting more sick. It wasn't just me, there was other people, but in the last 3 months I've spoke about it because I could see that Saturn was in Pisces, and Saturn in Pisces it relates to community from my perspective. So when I looked at it, I said, oh, this looks like something where the community is going to have to come together, because Pisces, Neptune is not just about mysticism or institutions. It's about the hospital institution and disease. It's about also hidden disease. So something that's been hidden, and I was asked several times if I had COVID, but they didn't see COVID. There is some type of infection that was in my body, but it also could be energetic, because I want to go into this. Saturn is in my 3rd house. I don't want nobody to get confused because I'm talking about the full moon, but these are how aspects are going. So Virgo is going across to Pisces, and even Pisces full moon was affecting Virgo. Virgo is about health and wellness. And so I have Virgo descending in my chart, but also I have 3 planets in Virgo in Libra. There's some balance there that needs to take place for me, and the effects have been coming. Why? Because Virgo is a 6th house. You can get sick there. I've been sick ever since, getting better, but I've not been well ever since June, and that's when that's my 6th house. June, Gemini is my 6th house. So every June and July, if y'all go back within the last 3 years, you could see that I've been succumbed to a time where I had COVID in July of 2021. I've had harsh, energetic situations since 2020. And I can remember them more since 2020. It could be because I am in my individuality. All right. So Virgo is across, and these two, they communicate health and wellness and disease. So with Saturn being there, for someone else, it can be something else, but it still can bring around the effects of disease. I don't want to get too far into it because I want to tell you all how it can affect you. I feel like sometimes you can know how it's going to affect, but you don't know how to get what you need out of it. And I feel like at this time we're having to change some things about who we are and how we operate with energy to get what we need, because everyone is going through financial deficits. It seems there's an illusion. Everyone. And so Honora should become certified. She should look at how she could maybe become a substitute teacher at times. Why? Because she always following her kids to school anyway, you know? And so we always want to make it, humorous. But if I look at, and I hope y'all understand how the axis of Pisces and Virgo work. If you don't, the first thing is to remember that Virgo is a wellness house. That's why the Virgin Mary always gave out to people. That she was very much known to be like Mother Teresa. Why did they give food to the people? Because they wanted them to be nourished. Virgo will take you into, no matter what, you're going to feel like I need to eat better. I need to take care of my body. I need to do this. I need to exercise. I need to think better. Virgo will put you into that mindset no matter what, because it's like a champion, and the champion is like Zeus. He's the health and wellness fitness guy. You know what I'm saying? And behind that, hygiene practice. The goddess or the asteroid and the goddess Hygeia, she sits in the, not now, but in the Virgo energy. Hygiene. medical practices are adapted or come out of people that have hygeia in Virgo, or somewhere in their chart they might practice even holistic medicine. So it is deeply rooted, Virgo's energy, with some type of medical practice. And if you've seen someone come in, like say like Twyla, she created a financial wellness program. See, finances are a place where you don't have to go into mental health issues because you are suffering financially. People don't break down how to overcome, but that's an aspect of Virgo. Virgo also connects with the field that I do because it comes out of, because Jupiter is behind there, therapy. Scorpio also has therapeutic background as well. And those are strong energies there. So let's move on. The reason why Pisces and Virgo can show it up, like, let's go back and okay, great. That's great to hear. So because your intuition is telling you to do it for a reason, if we went back to when they discovered COVID, it came out the same time that Kobe Bryant died, right? It was in the newspaper and clippings were there, but it was known to have started in September. In September 2019, not 2020. This is September. And even according to the natal chart, wait a minute. The natal chart, according to the natal chart, Virgo is the 6th house, but according to the Gregorian calendar, it's the 9th month. The 9th month is actually 9 is to me, that's Zeus's number. So here again, you find it. I'm gonna say to me, but I already know the truth. This is something I found years ago, and people don't see it. So Zeus, Jupiterian's energy, it mandates a lot of energy, but it's the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. It's the Jesus energy. And so here's his mother's energy. And actually, I believe that they have pictures of him and Mary for the 9th month or the 6th house. Throughout times that I've studied, I've seen things. The Jews believe this to be the 1st month. This is the end of the calendar year for the military. Right, Honora?
You're right.
All right, so there's a lot there. It's a big month. And some call it a month of Jubilee because it's supposed to be new beginnings. So, in fact, it is new beginnings for many of us because there's a karmic cycle that has ended. Now, karma is when you, in a Pisces house, have let go of things. And the Pisces full moon is every year at the end of August. It's something to really think about because the science of it means that that's actually the ending of the wheel. Because let's say according to the Jews, because their calendar starts at 1 in September. And the militaries, that's when the end of their cycle, they turn in all their paperwork in September. But the thing is every year the full moon in Pisces is in August. So that means that everyone is looking at cycles of ending, whether they had a cycle of ending, like mine is in Jupiter's house in the 12th house. That's my 12th house according to my transiting chart, because Capricorn is my 1st house. So Jupiter's house is my 12th house. But when I look at the chart and the moons, I still study them because I understand that in Leo there was endings for everything and everybody. because the 12th moon, the 12th house moon was there, Pisces. I hope that makes sense. If not, ask me a question.
You said the 12th moon was the which house in Pisces?
The 12th moon is in your house. It's in Leo's house. Every year, Pisces full moon, that's a number 12 moon.
Okay.
The number 12 moon is, and I'm calling it that because it can't be changed. That means there's some 12th house influence every year that's going on in August. Let me correct myself though, because Virgo has came in at that time. So it's in August in the month of Leo, but it's in the timing of Virgo. Thank you. Because it's always around the 27th or the 30th at least. So the end of a cycle every year enters in, hold on. The end of a cycle every year enters into the 5th, 6th house. And that ending is for everyone. We still have an ending personally, but that's collective. The one I just explained. It doesn't make it harder or easier or easier on anyone. What makes it harder is, I think what I had came up, the redundancy and the repetition of not seeing what needs to change during that time. Redundancy means that we keep repeating the same things. And generally that's mental as well. So a Cancer is going to focus on their community connections with Virgo new moon, new connections, new community business ideas, social media, marketing, writing, journaling. They could publish in this time, and they could also create teaching formats, workshops. But they could, is the thing here, because something was supposed to be released in the Pisces full moon. It could have been doubt or self-sabotaging. Full moon, for the Cancer to take on these confident areas, and I should apply confident to each one, Leo as well, because you can't do anything or change anything until awareness and confidence comes in. So with Sagittarius, it's a 9th house energy, and that means that something about higher learning and spirituality, philosophy, even career-based professions could have changed with the Pisces full moon. And with the Virgo new moon, it can show some promise as they begin to, move forward with the new ideas or feelings of intuition that is being poured out. Like Jazz, you put in your intuition is telling you that excuse me, that part with health and wellness. And the thing is that it's telling you something else as well. Like if someone said, well, I don't feel that. And sometimes the reason why we don't feel it is because we won't allow ourselves to be cleaned. So when my sixth house energy came up, I heard Hygeia. So health and wellness was speaking to me. Even though I was going through what I did for the time that I did, it doesn't mean that I was sick. It could have meant that my body was detoxing and it was nothing I could do about it. In order for me to see and hear more or to develop more, I need to be clean. And I had a dream probably about 3 weeks ago. It could have been two, maybe last week. Anyway, I was it seemed like I was at my old house. And when I came into the picture, I was bending over the bathtub because it was the bathtub, you know, it was a little hazy. Um, and I was washing all of this dirt. It had came off of me down the drain. It was a lot of dirt. And I was like, wow, this is a lot. And what my mind went to was, you know, energetic cleansing, because even to look at that, I was going through a dream where I was going through different like scenarios of my life. And it's like I was walking through something to get out of it, or see the pictures that I was coming out of that. So I was telling someone, when we come to the karmic situations and endings, sometimes we pay too much attention to the people that we're in a situation with, and, or you know, all of the surrounding factors, and we don't pay enough attention to ourselves to get the lesson and really notice that karma is being released from old patterns. A lot of people have said that I don't know that I hear people saying that they don't, or they're it's like they overcame karma, but you know, no judgment, or they're done with karma, or somebody else should be getting it. And what I've learned, I was telling this person, is that I, all of my life I was in karma, making decisions from another a lifetime. I'm sure I believe that because I've had those encounters. And the thing that makes it so wonderful to me is that at this point I can see clear enough to know that I went through situations and made choices that I should, where I can educate others on, if they want to hear, how not to do or make mistakes like I did, or like maybe like their family did. What you want to change to be a greater individual, because you have to come into individuality, which is much like Virgo, in order to, and Pisces on that level of mysticism, in order to come into your own, or your creativity. Because even going back to last week, we looked at those cards, and Ashley said, you know, when we came to the young lady and then the family, she said she didn't care for that. But I could see something um there that we need to understand, and that young women and men need to first find themselves before they get into relationships. And someone would say, well, what does that have to do with, you know, these moon classes and astrology? Well, first of all, if you don't know your moon, and the energy that your moon is influencing, then you don't know the mother energy that's tearing down relationships concerning you and someone else. And they don't know either, because Luna is your moon energy, and that's your emotional side. So here we just talked about Virgo new moon and uh the Pisces full moon. And the Pisces full moon is a water sign. It's the last moon that we had for the year. It is, or the full moon, and the 12th energy, which means it's an end.